Imagine a quiet orchard in the early morning. The air is cool and still. A gardener stands before a small, empty patch of soil. In their hand is a single, small seed. This is the beginning of a very long process. There is often a simple desire to understand how resources can flow on their own. We see examples of systems that produce value without constant daily labor. This is what many call passive income. It is a flow that continues even when the creator is at rest. However, a common misunderstanding often occurs. When people begin this journey, they may feel a sense of confusion. They put in a great deal of work at the start. They wait for weeks or months, yet the results are often invisible. The flow of resources is so small that it can be hard to measure. This leads to the intellectual question, why is this process so slow? The answer lies in the nature of growth itself. Passive income is not a quick event. It is a structure that must be built. To understand this change in perspective, we can look at the life of an apple tree. When a gardener plants a seed, nothing happens for a long time. The gardener must carry water to the spot every day. They must protect the soil from the wind. For the first few years, the tree is just a small stick in the ground. It produces no fruit. It actually requires more work than it gives back. But during this slow time, the tree is building its foundation. It is sending roots deep into the earth. It is making a trunk that can stand against a storm. The slowness is a mathematical necessity. The tree must be strong enough to hold the weight of the fruit before the fruit can appear. If the tree grew fruit too early, the branches might break. We can look at the scale of this using simple numbers. Imagine a system that needs 1,000 units of value to be complete. Only once it reaches 1,000 units does it begin to produce one extra unit of flow every month. If a person starts with only 10 units, they have a very long way to go. They add 10 units this month. They add 10 units next month. After 1 year, they have 120 units. They have worked hard, but they still have 0 units of extra flow. The math shows that they are 12% of the way there, but to the eye, it looks like nothing has changed. This is the point where many people stop. They see the 120 units and compare it to the goal of 1,000. It feels slow. But the slowness is actually a good thing. It is the time required to learn how the system works. It is the time required for the roots to take hold. When the total finally reaches 1,000, the 1 unit of flow begins to arrive. Then, over more time, the 1,000 units might grow to 2,000 units. Now the flow becomes 2 units. The process is steady and predictable. The slow start allowed for a structure that does not collapse. The educational takeaway is one of calm clarity. The speed of passive income is a reflection of the strength of its foundation. A slow buildup is often a sign of a durable system. It is a mathematical path that moves from effort to accumulation and finally to flow. We can accept that time is a necessary ingredient. Just as the apple tree cannot be rushed, the growth of resources follows its own clock. Understanding the scale helps us look at the early, quiet days with a sense of peace. The work being done now is the root system for the fruit that arrives later. It is a simple, natural law of mathematics and time. Disclaimer: this content is for educational purposes only, not financial advice.